Hello everyone, and welcome back to DMG. I'm sure you're all familiar with the concept of a disposable camera, an extremely cheap 35mm film camera often sold by a photo store, which you then take it back to be developed once you've filled up the film reel. The advent of the digital camera did in fact not kill off the disposable camera, evidenced by the fact that they are still made and sold today. Because if you're going skiing or going to the beach or going somewhere where your $1,000 brand new digital camera in 1997 could be easily destroyed or damaged or lost or stolen, you wouldn't want to bring it. You'd just get this cheap little film camera. And there are many different makes and models of disposable cameras, but the one thing they all have in common is that they're still cameras. You can't shoot video on them, because that's utterly preposterous to have a disposable video camera. They made that. This, launched in 2005, exclusively distributed by CBS, is the one-time use video camera. And I have a brand new one right here. We're going to open it. We're going to see how it works, like the user interface and all that, and then I'll crack open the case and see what's inside, because I still can't quite wrap my head around the concept of a single-use video camera. Nowadays, that idea seems really ridiculous in an era where most people have a cell phone in their pocket that'll shoot decent photos and videos. But in 2005, when this was launched, it actually made a good deal of sense. Looking at Radio Shack catalogs from the era, which would have, of course, been kind of entry-level video cameras, a high 8 tape was $9, mini DV tape was $13, both of those for 60 minutes, and the cheapest camcorder, an RCA VHS-C camcorder, $350, and the cheapest mini DV camcorder was $650. Now, this has 20 minutes of video, and it cost $30 for the camera, and then an additional $13 to get it developed into a DVD. So yes, that means you would be spending $150 on these to equal the length of a single mini DV tape. But to add up to the $650 cost of that mini DV camcorder, plus a 60-minute tape, you'd have to buy like 25 of these. So if you just need a super cheap video camera to take on vacation, like to the beach where someone might drop it in the ocean, you would want it to be the $30 one-time use video camcorder from CVS and not the RCA mini DV camcorder from Radio Shack. And if you don't already have an expensive video camera, as discussed, this is pretty decent value. So if you just got one of these a couple times a year for special occasions, I mean, you're actually saving money. Now, of course, to be addressed is video modes on digital cameras. Now, this is a 2004 higher-end, like consumer-grade HP PhotoSmart camera. It shoots at an extremely low resolution and very low frame rate because, as discussed in my Panasonic PVSD 4090 video, cameras that weren't made for video didn't shoot good video until like 2014. So the storage media was just too slow, and the processing was just too slow for it to actually store all of the information as it was recording the video. So this video mode probably looks a whole lot worse than this. So even if you had a photo camera in your household, it probably wouldn't be as good as this one-time use video camera, but we're about to see that. Again, this is brand new, so I'm going to be the first owner. So of course, this is what you do with it. Simply point and record, then you take it back to CVS, you pay them more, and then they give you a DVD. 20 minutes, it records sound. You can actually delete like video clips from it that you don't want, which is a nice feature. I would be a little mad if I only had 20 minutes and I couldn't like edit at all. So this is a little funny right here. Digital recycling pledge, saying that 100% of this camera will be or may have already been recycled into a new camera. So obviously what they're doing here is when you bring the camera back, they just put it in a new box and they sell it again. So that's how it was sustainable for CVS to sell a video camera for $30, because the whole idea was you have to bring it back. You can't like develop it yourself. It says right on the back here that you cannot connect it to like a TV or a VCR or a computer. So to get your like videos off of it, you have to take it back. Well, anyway, we're gonna. Wow, that is strong. We're gonna open that up. I'm gonna have to just utterly destroy this package. Oh wow. I feel so bad when I just have to like rip something open. Okay, God. Declaration of conformity. Oh yeah, declaration of FCC compliance. Why didn't they just print that on the camera instead of throwing that in? This is super light. Wait, what's this? Oh no, it's just the like label on the box. This is super light, and it already looks like scuffed and beat up. Like the printing of the stickers. Yeah, so here, like you can see that sticker is a little ripped in the corner. It has these little marks on it, and it's been sitting in a sealed box for 20 years. That doesn't just happen. Oh, and the pull tab for the batteries is broken. Yeah, so that doesn't just happen when it's sitting in a sealed box. So this was definitely a resold camcorder. Batteries. It says it needs 2 AA batteries. Slide this panel down firmly to... Oh my god. Of course they put friggin' Duracells in there. The world's leakiest batteries. Good god. Okay. If you have anything you care about, anything at all, do not put Duracell batteries in it. This is what they do. They leak. Oh my golly. So now I understand why the battery compartment, like, pull tab was broken. Because this is just completely dissolved. That's unfortunate. Okay. Ugh. Ugh. Well, that's just gross. So this is probably too far gone to just put batteries into and have it work, so I'll need to do some cleanup. If you don't know this already, hydrogen peroxide is excellent for cleaning. Ooh. Yeah, corrosion from battery acid and leakage. Due to its pH, of course. You know what I just realized? CVS has their own batteries. Of course, they don't make these. They just brand and sell them. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Yeah, CVS. Here are your CVS AA's. So I'm going to be using these just for giggles. That might be cleaned up enough, but there's one way to find out. Hopefully you didn't absolutely trash the circuits of this thing. It may have absolutely trashed the circuits of this thing. That can happen with really bad battery corrosion, where it seeps down inside the chassis and begins to wreak havoc. Well, a little earlier in the video than I expected, we're going to crack this open and see what's inside, because I'm going to need to find if there's a place on the board where I can connect 3 volts. So there are no screws, of course. They don't want you finding out their secrets. But I'm really interested in how CVS would have gotten the footage off of this camera and then wiped it for resale. Because it can't be something too technological so that a worker at CVS would be able to do it. That's definitely not how it comes apart. There might be something under the sticker. I wonder if you have to return the camcorder, good God, perfectly intact. Like if that's a clause anywhere. Like, can you just absolutely demolish it to the point where it barely works? Of course not damage the internal electronics at all, but just like absolutely ruin it. And then ask for your video and they won't charge you anything more? I wonder if that was possible. Oh. Under the sticker that says it can't be connected to a TV or VCR or computer, there's a header, a pin header. So at CVS, they would have peeled that off, plugged right into those little gold pins. So there was actually no need to like absolutely shred this thing. But I still need to find somewhere to give it power. Now take this with a grain of salt because I'm very weak, but this is made out of incredibly strong plastic. Oh shoot, I didn't even consider that there could be screws under this side of the sticker. And it looks like there are. Yes, there are. It's like oh my God, you idiot. It's like I completely forgot how electronics are put together. Good golly. Okay, so now I have an absolutely ruined CVS camcorder. Again, I wonder if you returned it to the store like this. Still operational, but absolutely wrecked if they would, you know, still only charge you the base price of the camcorder. Yeah, it's a digital camera. I'm seeing signs of battery corrosion seeping onto this board, so this one might be too far gone. And I think all of these might be too far gone. So if I spend $16, by the way, if I spend $16 on another one of these, I don't think it'll go any better. Oh yeah. Look at that blue corrosion right there on that battery contact. I think this is just absolutely gone. But here's our hardware. There's of course the lens and the CCD sensor would be under here. I'm assuming it's a CCD. This likely is completely fixed focus. I really doubt that this has any sort of focusing capability. And there's no mechanism for zoom either. There is a Hynix and a Samsung. The Samsung is RAM. How much RAM is that? That is, I think, 16 megs. It's extremely hard to read. But this is NAND flash. This Hynix chip right here. And from Zoran is, I suppose, our little video processor. That's like the CPU, if you will. But yeah, that's how you get the footage off of it. That's, oh yeah, seeing corrosion all up and down this power bus. Lord. Is that SD card pinout? I think that might be the pinout of an SD card. That's just a wild guess, but it doesn't seem outlandish. They would have just used a mass market chip with a easy and pretty compatible interface, like SD was popular at this time, and certain microcontrollers had SD functionality already integrated onto the board. So like, for example, this HP the dock that it docks into doesn't require any additional special electronics, and neither does the board to read SD cards, because the microcontroller in the camera has SD card read and write capabilities, so that minimizes costs, and for a $30 camcorder, that really would have minimized costs. God, I feel like such an idiot talking about how good of a value this was. And shit. This is worthless. If you buy it nowadays, you can do nothing with this. I'll try to figure out that pinout. Oh no, that's the whole sensor. So the sensor isn't on the board. I was expecting that this was a black tube and the CCD would be down there, but no, that's just the... Well, I keep saying CCD. Let's see if it is. Because I can do what I want. Who's stopping me? This is, I'm sure, an absolutely wonderful looking lens, by the way. Can't imagine how high quality of a video this might have provided. Provode, the past tense of provide. Come on. Yep, there. Oh my god. World record setting CCD fucking grain of rice sized image sensor. It's so tiny, my camera can't even focus on it. Come on, there we go. Oh yeah. Yeah, baby. That is minuscule. So the array of capacitors in this sensor, the actual CCD itself, that is smaller than some of the screws holding this camera together. That is utterly insane. Wow. Good lord. So, I can conclusively say that this looks bad. It's gonna look horrible. Your standard camcorder, even, even like that low-end RCA one, and not like my $2,000 Sony, would have had like a 11 millimeter at minimum CCD. This is like 3 or 4. Here we go, 6-inch ruler. I never needed to use anything longer. Yeah, corner to corner, that's about 3.5 millimeters. So this is, you hear all about those half frame cameras, but have you ever shot on 1/10 frame? Like, at what point does this not even capture images anymore? It just captures like a representation of what you may remember after you wake up from a weird dream. There we go, yeah. Okay, so I have, out of the like $16.50 with tax I paid for this thing, I got 2 disgustingly corroded Duracell batteries, a box to put on my shelf, or at least I might if it wasn't like ripped to bits. The screen's going to be soldered to the board, isn't it? I'm not even going to be able to take that off and use it for a project. I mean, if the batteries weren't so corroded, there's actually a chance that I might be able to like try and plug it into an interface. No! Oh good! It's not! So this screen, there's a chance that if it uses a somewhat standard interface, it can be spare parts or can be used in a little project. These tiny little screens from digital cameras can be fun to play around with. So, oops. So that's a plus, I guess. Not worth $16 though. I have a tiny microphone now. I can use that tiny speaker. Yeah, I'm still gonna try and figure out how to plug this into a computer. Like with a cheap little SD card reader. I might solder to these pins and see what happens. tragically, I must end the video here because I have not found any solutions. I did a little bit more digging and found online that it's actually possible to make a USB cable, but the person who wrote the website didn't really say how to make the cable, but it did seem that they were a whole lot more knowledgeable than I am about just about everything. So this is my acknowledgement that I've given up. And basically this whole project was a huge waste of money. I thought it would be a fun little thing to look at. It wasn't, but I still hope it was somewhat entertaining to see me absolutely butcher everything possible. Like I did every possible thing wrong, so I hope you enjoyed watching that. But anyway, that's where I'm gonna wrap this up. Again, I hope I provided some entertainment. And truly, it is an interesting concept to have a single-use camcorder, but unfortunately, CVS made it more single-use than I was expecting. I was thinking, because it is, I don't think I mentioned this, it is based off of the pure digital flip video camera. I expected it to just be like a USB port hidden under a sticker, or like a secret door with the SD card slot or something. But no, it's a whole different device inside. They really redesigned the whole thing to make it exceptionally difficult for you to get access to the files without bringing it back to CVS and paying $13. Because they probably sold the cameras themselves at a loss initially, expecting they'd be able to sell them like 4 or 5 times to add up to the price that CVS bought the camcorder from the manufacturer from. So, pretty interesting concept. I didn't do a very good job of talking about it, but I hope I provided some entertainment. But that's it for this one. I do have some videos where I do know what I'm talking about, so do go watch those if you're interested. But yeah, that's it. Have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you soon, maybe.